following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me, big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Fish, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We've got a very fun show for you guys today. Before I introduce anybody and say anything, let me just introduce Ron real quick. So we have our cool, outrageous man about town co-host Ron Russell.
Hey everybody.
And our mascot,
Astro.
My
little baby boy.
And
my baby boy.
Astro, that's so cute.
Where you going, Astro? Go on your pillow. Come on, up here, honey.
So anyway, just in case you guys, we got two great actresses coming on. They're not household names yet, but they will be. They're phenomenal. Robin Cruz and Jacqueline Murphy. And
great talent.
They're really
yes.
big talents. And just like everybody knows, if you see me get up and move, so unfortunately I have kidney stones and I'm going to the emergency room as soon as this show is over. But I'm in a lot of pain, and also it makes nausea. And so I have been vomiting a lot. And so in case I have to vomit, I will get up and leave. But I'll be back.
And Jimmy's being impossible about this. I said, lay on the center island. I'll gladly get a knife, cut you open, take the stones out, and then get a needle and thread and sew you up. I mean, what's the big deal?
There you go. Anyway,
Dr. Ron.
So it's terrible, and but
I feel so bad. He's in such pain.
But we want to I didn't want to change the show because the guests are so good, and when everybody's been advertising it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we want to thank everybody who's here, and thank everybody and showing up in the chat room. Hopefully you can see us now in the chat room, because we're on now. And
why, we weren't seen before?
I don't know. They said that that we're running behind, but they don't see it. So they were live on Facebook for a few. Hey,
are we visible?
Oh no, she says we look up. I look upbeat, so now they can see us. Okay, yes, we're visible now.
You see my parrots on my shirt? These are parrots, not bloodstains. They look like bloodstains from the camera.
You gotta love it. So anyway, what are you going to talk about?
What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the craziness of the planet today. The lingo, the language that they're changing. I'm really upset about this. No one knows how to read script because script is passé. And if a girl wears nylon stockings or hose, she's considered an old lady because only old ladies wear hose. Nothing made a leg look better than a pair of stockings. I know that when I worked as a female impersonator as Jane Russell. I know what black fishnet stockings did for my legs. Man's legs. I was working as an actor, so I had to portray a part. And I know what stockings do for a woman's leg. They make them shiny and sexy and beautiful. And in some cases, they hold a woman's leg together if she has a little bit of chicken skin, if she's a lady over 50.
What chicken skin is, like fat?
No, chicken skin is what you get when you get old, when your skin loosens up and it gets like
wobbly,
like crepe paper.
Got it.
Anyway, there are so many things that we're doing today that is incorrect. The way people behave with each other, no one has patience anymore. Everyone loses their temper so quickly and becomes violent. Years ago, we had courtesy and consideration of others. And if somebody said something we didn't like, we got them on the side privately and said, listen, I don't think I liked what you said. Could you refrain that? And they did. But today you just get violent and throw things at people or just say terrible things. I'm going to kill you or beat you or hit you or whatever the hell they say. I mean, look at that congressman who was someplace and the guy came up on the stage and was going to kill him and dragged him off. We never had that years ago. Years ago, you were able to speak of your religion or your nationality or your political belief. And nobody said anything. If you didn't like it, you walked away. You said, screw you, you're full of shit, and you walked away. To yourself, of course.
Right.
Today, the violence is outrageous. New York City, that young teenage boy that beat up the police officer, and he got out on bail, and he has a criminal record a mile long of arrests. So we have got to stop this insanity. We've got to bring back law and order. We've got to let the police do their job, and we have to let the judges put these people away so that they have fear of jail sentences and they won't behave as they do. But right now, it's like everybody's gone crazy. The world is not the world, but our country is insane. Other countries don't have this nonsense. I mean, you go to certain countries, they'll put you up against the wall and shoot you down. Of course, we don't want that. But there are countries where they just will not permit any of this sort of nonsense happening. So that's what I'm a little crappy and annoyed about today. I try not to watch the news because it upsets me. Now, the interest rates are going to go up. So if you go to buy a house for $1.2 million, you're going to pay a fortune of money in interest. So what's going to happen? People are not going to buy that house. They're going to say, oh, no, I can't afford it. So the homes will go down in price. So they say, okay, the 1.2 is now $950, which is still a lot of money if you add on a high interest rate. So I don't see anything in the near future is happening wonderful. I see since the new administration has come into power, our country has really gone someplace else, a place I've never been or understood. I came from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s when things were so different. The airlines just reported they've never had a month like they had last month as far as making fortunes of money. Sure, they're charging $1,200 round trip from LAX to New York. And it used to be you could get a ticket for $235 round trip. So everything is going up, 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 up. And we, the consumer, have to pay for it. And that's what upsets me. There doesn't seem to be a silver lining at the end of this rainbow anymore. And I think we have to change that. And I think we really have to behave and treat our fellow man with respect, no matter who he is or what he looks like or what he believes in or what sexuality he is or she is.
In the meantime, I don't know what this shit keeps popping up here. In the meantime, let's say hi to everybody. Say
Hi, everybody.
So chat room starting to fill up. What's up? Hub Reynolds is in the chat room. B. Claudia from Germany's in the chat room. Teresa Saban, Cindy Lady Lake. Thanks for putting out all the promos.
I just wanted to say something to conclude my little speech.
Okay.
Everybody, please voice your opinions. Let the government know you're not happy with what is being done to you. Government is here to protect and make us happy. They're not here to let us be beaten up or attacked or robbed. And they're not here to make us unhappy. So remember that. You want a happy government, and you make sure that you have one.
There you go.
So there you go.
Okay, so we had
Wait, you gave me a green cup. Mine is orange.
Oh, I didn't get a cup at all from me. I'm sorry.
I can't deal with you.
I can barely walk.
I
so.
don't really care if you can't walk. You gave me a green cup, your cup, not my orange cup. Oh my God.
I didn't take the orange one from you. I used.
Oh my God, the orange cup is gone. I'm famous for
Stefan
my
has just
orange
joined
cup.
us too.
Hi,
What's up,
Stefan?
Stefan?
I'm famous for my orange cup. Now I have
It's okay.
a green cup.
Well, just for today. I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, I'm going to punch you right in your stones.
Oh my God. I'm like, I feel like I'm dying anyway. So B. Claudia, you joined in late. I have kidney stones. I'm going to the emergency room as soon as this show is over because I didn't want to cancel on the show. We're going to have fun with it all.
It started last night. And he thought he was pregnant. And I said, how could you be pregnant? You're too old.
Yeah. So in the meantime, you guys, you can hear the Jimmy Star Show every week. We want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. We're on a bunch of other platforms, but those are the ones that everybody knows.
We're all over.
That's right. And we went to a party this weekend. You want to tell them about that since our guest is coming from that party?
Tell them about that party. And my friend Janae Montague King, who is the founder and the CEO of GMK Cosmetics and facial stuff that I use, and he's been a buddy of mine for like 25 years. And he's kind of a little bit out there as far as things that he does. So when he has a party at his beautiful home up on the top of a mountain with a swimming pool and a view of the world, and it's a stunning house, you kind of go there apprehensively saying, I wonder what he's going to be doing with this party. In one party we went, everybody was dressed like Carmen Miranda with bananas on their head. That just gives you a slight idea of his theme parties. This one was where he portrays Liz Lauren, who is his female impersonation. And they were doing pickups for the movie that he just finished producing about his life story. The
Maybelline
the
Prince.
Maybelline, yeah, I keep forgetting that. The Maybelline Prince. I read the book. It was a wonderful book, and the movie came out okay. What's wonderful about the movie is the guest that we're having later. When I tell you about her, she's phenomenal. But anyway, the party was exciting. He had two go-go boys there in G-strings. One go-go boy had a G-string that I don't know what he put in there, maybe a watermelon, but it was kind of large. And he was wiggling all over the place. And then they were just assorted bunch of fruits and nuts and interesting people. And it was a lovely party. So they grabbed me when they're doing the pickup. And they threw me into the scene. And I said, no, I don't do this. I'm not an extra. I haven't been an extra since I was 18. And they said, oh, for Janae, you have to. So I was an extra. So I put on Facebook, please, everybody, do not hire me as an extra. I will not work as an extra. But I got a kick out of doing the scene. It was just a nice party. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the people from his movie were fun, and it was also a birthday party for your friend.
Oh, Willie, our buddy Willie, who is an Australian, he's a New Zealand, a very famous model. When he modeled in America, he was the guy that used to shave on the Gillette shaving cream commercial. He's done quite a lot of commercials. Anyway, Willie is quite famous in New Zealand and in Australia. And it was his 50th birthday, and he still looks wonderful at 50, just as handsome and as well built as when he was 20. So seeing Willie again was a treat for me. I had a wonderful time.
And now this weekend, you guys, we have the red carpet release showing of Clown Motel
Right.
2 because it's going to be available in North America Saturday.
Right,
So we're going with that with everybody. It should be a lot of fun.
right.
And Ron plays General Milan.
General Milan gets go out and kill those killer clowns. Yeah. So it's a fun movie. I've seen it already. Didn't we see it?
Yeah, we saw it, but I think they edited it
They
now
did
and
something-
did some
yeah,
edits. So we'll see. It'll be different this time.
This is the final edit. So it'll be fun watching it. And then what else do we have? We have another party to go to. It's Sue Wong is throwing in Malibu
That's the week before.
for these like crazy people. They're mystics or whatever they are. They bang on drums. One said that talks to people 3,000 miles away with telepathy, and violins with rocks in them from the Emperor of
We're
Rome.
going to a party with Marcel next weekend.
Next weekend we're going to a party with Marcel.
Yeah, an 80s party at the studio.
Oh, right. I mean, so many.
We have lots of fun stuff going on.
Yeah, but the other one with the mystics is going to be interesting and fun. I love all that stuff. You know, I believe in all that hereafter crap.
Hey, Hub says we have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hey, hubby, how you doing? Meeting nice girls yet?
Oh, B wants to know about the different charities you support, which you don't have much time.
I
our
don't
guest will be coming
support
on.
any charity but AIDS. The Elizabeth Taylor Foundation for AIDS Research. I have worked. I'm the founder of Have a Heart, and we raised tons of money for AIDS years ago through drag shows. And I left that to work for Elizabeth Taylor or with Elizabeth Taylor at AMFAR. And I told Liz that I will never, not ever give money to any other organization but to fight AIDS. AIDS in this country now, we've got it sort of a little bit under control, but in the African countries, they're still dying right and left. So many children and people are just dying from this dreadful disease. We have not conquered it. We have not gotten rid of it, nor do we have a vaccine for it. So, B, it's just AIDS that I care about right now because it's killing children. And It's sad. It's been 52 years that this virus has been killing people. I think it's time that we stop it. Let's not buy another missile. Let's not give billions of dollars to foreign countries, okay, America? Let's put it into research to keep the American people safe and healthy.
Good for you, Ron. It says, Hub Reynolds, what's up, Hub? I hope everything is going well. I love seeing all your posts. I know you got new music you're working on and your movie you're working on, so we look forward to all of that.
Hub, do you get laid often? I mean, you don't have a girlfriend and you're such a hot-looking guy. The chicks must throw themselves at you. Tell me, if you go into like one of those shit-kicking clubs where you live in Georgia, do all those broads jump all over you? Tell me. What do you write?
He writes, Teresa's just laughing and
No, he's cute. Hub is cute. He's a sexy guy. I mean, I could see the broads jumping on him.
B. Claudia says she donates to AIDS in Germany. And
Good for you, B.
And Teresa says too much information, Ron, about Hub.
never, Teresa. I'm going to ask him how big his wang is.
He's wrote, oh my God, over 2 years, no loving.
Oh, come on. I mean, you've been making it with, what's her name, Bertha and her 5 sisters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know.
5 brothers.
5 sisters.
Oh, yeah, sisters for her.
Yeah. For Hub is not going to, for you, it's brothers. For him, it's sisters, yo, faggot.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, we don't use those words anymore. We're not allowed. Isn't that stupid? That word is such a funny word. I mean, words mean nothing. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. That's what we said as kids. And I grew up with
donates for Dogs for Our Brave, which is
dog. I mean,
we love dogs.
Yeah, we love dogs. We rescue them. But I worked for years. I worked for free for AIDS. I brought on so many celebrities into our shows. I mean, our shows were fabulous. We toured all over the United States. One show, I mean, we made over $150,000 in a couple of months with just one show in particular. That we had a fabulous cast of impersonators. That's just like 40 years or 30 years ago when I was younger and I could do it. But, you know, it's just ridiculous how no one mentioned the word AIDS. Ronald Reagan refused to know that it was killing people because it was primarily, as they thought, a gay disease, which it is not. And Elizabeth Taylor, when Rock Hudson got sick, was the first one to come forward and make it public. So to me, Elizabeth Taylor is my hero. I mean, I knew her. She's not the brightest bulb on Broadway. She's a little weird, but nice, you know. But I did promise I would work for her forever. And I promised her, I said, I will always give whatever monies we get to AIDS. Elizabeth Taylor Foundation for AIDS Research.
Yay. All right, everybody. Now we're going to bring on our first guest. Let's make sure we can hear her. And once we bring it in, I'll make a little introduction. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and gorgeous. Actually, she's an actress. She's a mental health advocate. She does all kinds of wonderful things. Her name is Robin Cruz. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I love it. I'm so excited about today because you guys are just such fun people. So I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on.
You know my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
Yes, I do. Ron is outrageously lovely.
I think you're wonderful.
Oh,
I mean, no, really and truly, when I met you at the off after the screening of the movie, the Maybelline Prince, I looked at you and I said, no, this is not the same girl. That was an old lady that was in that film. She spoke and behaved and looked old, like an old lady. Here you are, a very beautiful young girl.
Isn't that what acting is?
Yes, but it was without whatever they did to you, they did it beautifully. You didn't look like you were rubber. And you said to me, no, that was me. Your performance in that movie was beyond the movie. I mean, I know Danae for 24 years. You know, Danae, you're a little crazy, but you
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Oh, we all are.
Yes, we are.
Me, the number one. But you just walked away with that movie.
Absolutely. So real quick,
Oh no, you did. You walked away with it. I only saw you the whole time at the film.
We're
I
gonna-
was so enthralled with what you were doing, how you spoke, how you acted. You were so nonchalant. You were so convincing. You were so the part. It was wonderful. That's
Well, I
why I
really
want you. That's
appreciate
why I
that.
want you in one of my movies, and I want to work with you desperately.
Well,
Absolutely.
Anytime, Ron.
Oh yeah, well,
So-
we've I
Make
can't.
that happen, Jimmy. Make
I
that
am
happen.
actually Ron's going to help
No,
make
no,
it happen, but
no,
I'm
I
working
can't.
on
I
it.
can't talk.
We can't talk about it on
I can't
live.
talk about it because Paul Savino has passed away.
I know. I noticed that. I am so sorry. I saw
Yeah,
that the other
and he was
day.
he was
What a
supposed to
love.
he was supposed to play the mafia king in my movie, and for some reason he didn't particularly care to work with his children or his daughter, so his daughter was not asked into the film. But now the producers are saying since Paul is not going to be in the film, perhaps they're going to ask Mira Sorvino to play the part. And I said to Jimmy, I would much prefer you, Robin, to play that part because I think it would have a better feeling to it. And of course, they need name to get money, which is the rotten part of our business. But I'm in there for you. And
No,
if
thank you, Ron.
if in any way Mira is not going to cooperate or unavailable, you're it. Definitely, you're
appreciate
it.
it. Well, I'll
Because
take
I
it for a second.
Yes.
no,
So,
because,
wait,
because
wait.
I know that you could do wonders with. You're playing an Italian girl from New York City in 1943 who's pregnant and who has a very wild mother who's Lainey Kazan, who is a bookie. So it's a wonderful part for you because the dialogue and the storyline is really it's hilarious. That's what Paul Savino's wife said. She said that he read my script and he thought it was a wonderful script and hilariously funny. And I'm
He's
so
a
sorry.
brilliant actor, He's such a brilliant actor, and I'm sorry for the community's loss and his family's loss. He's
Well,
such
we know him.
Yeah.
He was on our show years ago, and we had seen him at a convention center a couple of times. And Paul was a regular guy, just a nice fella.
So hold on. We have a chat room full of people. So
Yes.
say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody in the chat room.
They're all talking
Hello.
how beautiful you are and all these like other things, and
Got
so
to
it
see
works
her in
out really
person.
good. And
In
if you see her in person, you guys would not even believe how fabulous
No,
she
she
is.
has an angel face. You know what they say, angel face? Some people have, like Jane Russell had a tough tomato face. Ava Gardner had a gorgeous face. Well, this one has an angel face.
So tell everybody where you actually from.
Originally, I'm from Australia. Grew up in Australia, Sydney, Australia, actually. Yeah.
You're kidding.
And then in Australia, and then I traveled and lived in many countries for many years, and one of them was London, and that's where I kind of did a lot of my studies, and then I did my master's degree for drama in the Royal Conservatory of Scotland, so over in Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh, there you go.
That's why you're good at accents. Because
I mean, it's part of the job, isn't it? I love it. I love everything about it.
I find that dialogue, which we don't have in movies today, unfortunately, it's all kicking and punching and shooting. It's action film. But years ago in my day, it was dialogue. Dialogue made a film happen. Betty Davis was renowned as the greatest actress in the world simply because she loved dialogue. And she knew how to deliver dialogue with different accents. And you could tell what regions of the world or country she was from by her accents. And that's what I loved about you in the Maybelline Prince. Your accent was just, I don't know what it was, but it was bewitching.
Oh, thank you. It was transatlantic, actually. Transatlantic accent, kind of like this, darling, darling, what are you doing? It's really very easy to do. It just makes me look very different, doesn't it?
It just got my attention, and I kept telling Jimmy while the film was on, oh my God, she's fabulous.
Actually, we thought you were going to be an old lady for real, though.
Yeah, when I saw you, you're a babe. You're a young girl. I thought this beautiful young girl played that
No one
old lady.
recognized me. No one recognized me, which is kind of cool in a way, right?
Yeah,
That
definitely.
You do this character, and then no one actually recognizes you from the screen. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think I've done a good job if that was the case.
Yeah, but Robin, you didn't have a rubber face on. You weren't built up with grotesque makeup to look old. Whatever they did, it was your performance that convinced us you were older. It wasn't, you didn't need the costume or the makeup. It was you. That's what I was so impressed by. And that's why I told Jimmy, this girl is an actor. This girl has it. This girl should only get to be a famous actress and give to the world what she can because you do it. You know, anybody could put on a costume and a rubber face and be 100 or 50 or 80. Anybody. I don't care who you are. But you do it like you did it with minimal makeup and just wigs and the way you perform was brilliant.
Well,
You know,
I
hey,
appreciate
I'm not.
it.
I don't blow smoke, and I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. My fans know that. I tell the truth. If I thought you were crap, I wouldn't even have you here. No,
I mean, I
really.
do believe that. I do believe that, Ron. You would not have me. I
You
do
know how
believe
many
that very
people? You know
much.
how many? If you knew how many people ask me to be on this show, you would have no idea. I can't even tell you. Every place I go, they say, "When am I going to be on your show?" And I say to myself, "Never." You know, what if you got to offer? I'm not going to put on. What am I going to put on? Housewives?
So
Yeah.
here's something I didn't know about you though, and I apologize. I'm a little slow on the update. I woke up with a kidney stone. Actually got to
Oh
go get taken care of
no!
as soon as this is over. But
Oh,
I didn't
Jimmy,
want
I'm
to.
sorry.
So just in case I get up and I have to go into the other room, just so you know, it's
No
not anything
worry.
that you did.
You're
Yeah.
passing something.
But I didn't
He's
actually
throwing up.
I
He's
didn't actually
vomiting
yeah,
is
I've been
what he's
vomiting a
doing.
lot, but I didn't know. So when we saw Maybelline Prince, I didn't know that you actually have been acting for a very long time. You took a break in the middle someplace, but I looked up like there's a TV series, I guess it was in Australia then, called Big Sky, and you're on 53 episodes of it. So it's not
Yeah.
a little deal. You were also on Home and Away, another TV series. Country Life is a movie with Sam Neill and Greta Scott Sachi. I don't know how you pronounce her name,
Yeah,
but
Sachi.
but you've actually done some really cool things, and so it looked like through your time frame that you took some time off in the middle of it all, and now you're coming back, and Maybelline
Mhm.
Prince was kind of like the first bigger thing that you came back to.
That's correct. Yeah, I had always wanted to be an actor. I feel like I just kind of jumped out of my mom's womb knowing that I was going to be an actor, and my whole life and mindset was committed to it. I'll keep it very real here. I was very lucky. I got, um, as soon as I finished school, I had somebody who wanted to, I did a performing arts school as well. When I was before my master's degree, as soon as I finished that, I'd been set up to do a theatre production, great little Australian film, theatre, play called A Spring Song. And I was very lucky because on that last night, I had a London based director, Michael Blakemore, come and see me and ask me to audition for his film. I got really very lucky. From then on, I was kind of working consistently until the age of 25. But in all honesty, I had an eating disorder. And I had some trauma that had happened in my life, and I had an eating disorder, and I lived with it from 11 years old, actually. And the time I came to, as soon as that show was finished, Big Sky, I came to Los Angeles with my agency, because back in that time, you had to come over for the pilot season. There was no such thing as self-tape. You had to be here in person. I
Right.
just finished a show. I came here, and I was getting auditions left, right, and center, and really big opportunities, but I was so sick. I was so sick. And I told my agent and manager at the time, I'll be back. And I kind of went off hoping that I'd get some recovery. And I ended up over the other side of the world, over in London and then in Glasgow. And I studied. I thought if I could just try harder and be better at my craft, then maybe my inside would feel better as well. That kind of wasn't the case. And I came back to LA by the age of 29, and I was just like, I felt done. I felt like I had, with all this experience and everything to look forward to spiritually, I just felt done. So I left acting simply because, I was so exhausted for the hustle that it took, because I hustled really well. I was very lucky. I'm a big hustler, Um, but I couldn't do it. I had to get my recovery, and I did that. And then then all of a sudden I had kids and I became an unexpected published author about my recovery process and eating disorders. And then all of a sudden I was picked up for a decade and I became this like public speaker. I think I must have done about 500 presentations in about 7 years, right?
I wrote that you wrote a book, Making Peace with Your Plate.
I did. I wrote a book and it was published and it's gone into its second edition last year.
Yes.
Yeah, it went into its second printing and it's been marvelous. But I kind of stumbled upon this career, like that other career, and it wasn't really something I grew up wanting to do, but it fueled me in another way. But then, you know, when I kind of hit 40 and I found myself in Colorado of all places. I love Colorado, but it's not my place, right? It's cold. I want to pee a lot because it's so cold. I don't like it very much. And so I found myself there and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like I missed my people in LA. I missed acting with all my heart. And I was just like, you know what? It's not too late. Go back. And when I came back, I traveled the country for a year in a bus, but that's a whole different story, advocating for mental health. And when I came back here, I thought, I'll just kind of dabble. I'll just quietly go back and I'll go to backstage and try things. And then all of a sudden, I was getting all these jobs. I think I had 4 or 5 jobs before Maybelline Prince in like succession, like just like
Good
that.
for you. That's terrific.
Yeah,
That's a testament to your true talent, though.
Well, good gets everything. Lousy
No.
doesn't. Now you have kids. Wait, you have kids, you said?
I do. I have 2. I have 2 teens, actually, 2 young teens. Yeah.
You know, that's another thing I have to tell our viewing audience. She does not, you know, I assumed that she was 24, 25, 26. I had no idea how old she was. And when she told me how old she was, I really freaked out twice. I mean, on the screen, one thing, and in person, I mean, this woman is like a mystery lady. No, mysterious, because you look one way, you can be another way on screen, and you're actually opposite of what we think.
Oh,
No, really. You do not look your age, and I'm not being flirtatious or cute ass or sweet or bullshitty. I swear to God, you do not look your age.
Thank you so much. I do feel it, but I think that that's my advantage, actually, to be honest with you.
When you do my movie, which I want, you're playing a woman about 30 or 32 years old. And I'm going to have to tell make her look 32, please. No, make her look 25. Because it doesn't work with, you know, the ages of all the other actors. So I'm worried about that you're going to look too young. Isn't that sad?
Oh,
weird. I swear to God,
I'm a show where I was playing a 70-year-old woman. I don't think I'm going to look too young for a 32-year-old woman.
No,
but I love that. I love how you see me, and I'm going to take that, Ron, and I'm going to see me as Ron Russell sees me.
But let me tell you something. Not to brag about myself, because I don't go for that crap, but I never looked my age. When I was young, I could play from 25 to 40, and that was wonderful because it gave me that whole, you know, some people cannot play anything older than what they look like. They're stuck with it. But I'm like you and you're like me. We don't look, I mean, I'm 82 years old. I certainly don't look it, feel it, or act it. So I can play now. I'm playing a 70-year-old in my movie. No, a 65-year-old. I believe they're going to make my hair dark. It's great to have that age range because you could be cast in anything. And I know Jimmy wants to cast you in a couple of his movies, and they're not $2 movies. Jimmy's movies are all feature films, are up in the millions. I mean, they're big movies. So that should be a good advantage.
I appreciate any work.
No. We want to push. We want to push you. I mean, when I see talent like yours, there's only another person on the planet that is as talented and as wonderful as you. And that is my sweetheart. What's her name?
I don't know.
My mind goes every now and then. I know her
Alright,
name.
fine.
My darling English girl from Downton Abbey,
Oh, he loves Michelle Dockery.
Michelle Dockery.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Downton Abbey
Do
is
you know
like
who
his
she
favorite.
is?
He's
You know
like
who
that's
Michelle
like his
Dockery
I
is?
favorite.
love Downton Abbey. Yeah, is
She
she
plays
the-
Lady Mary. She's Lady
Yeah.
Mary. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I follow her career because
Sounds
I
like you like a little bit of the Antipodean, the English, the Brits,
Yeah.
or the Australian.
No, I
You like
no
the
she,
actors that speak like that, don't you?
no, she's like you. You and she are exactly the same actor. She did a series here in America where she played a kleptomaniac, prostitute, drug addict, murderer with an American accent. She was
It was
absolutely
like the greatest.
brilliant.
It was so good.
I mean, she
What was
she
it
can.
called?
I
No,
forgot.
no.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
It's wonder. It was wonder. It didn't come back a second season.
No, it did. It had 2 seasons.
2 seasons, and it's a shame because it was one of Michelle's best works. I have never met her. I am trying so hard to meet her because I'm a biggest fan of hers, and I would say that you and she work similar. That yeah, she's like you. She can look 25 and she can look 45 easily, and she's got wonderful diction like you do. She enunciates, she speaks well, and she does accents. That's what acting is all about. You know,
Mhm.
Brad Pitt plays Brad Pitt. George Clooney plays George Clooney. You know, Julia Roberts plays Julia Roberts.
No, it was called Good Behavior.
Yeah, good.
And it was
behavior.
on it was on TNT, and it was so freaking
Watch
good.
it. You'll love it.
I'm going to. I need a
Michelle-
new show to watch.
Michelle Dockery is probably one of our greatest actresses today that we have. I've seen her I saw her play in a Western as a cow. I mean, she's like you. She could be anything. And that's what acting is all about.
Just so what is your website? Because B Claudia just wrote in the chat room a little while ago that you have a fabulous website, and it's true. Robin Cruz, storyteller, and she said she just bought your book on Audible. She works kind of like in the mental health / industries, and so she said she's going to recommend the book. But she's fabulous. Say hi to B. She's in Germany.
Hi B, thank you so much. Yeah, my website is just Robin Cruz robincruise.com. So it's ROBYNCRUZE.com.
There you go.
And it just has my acting, my speaking, and my authoring up there.
A lot of young, because I'm in the business 64 years. You know, I've been banging around this goddamn business forever, either in a dress or out of a dress or as a gangster or a priest. I mean, I played everything. And sometimes young people starting off say, Ron, what's the best advice you can give me? And I said, do not read lines, because I detest any actor that I know they're reading their lines on a screen. You have got to become the part. If you are not the part, I'm not going to watch you. You have to, if you're playing a 70-year-old Chinese man, be a 70-year-old Chinaman. Don't be a 70-year-old Chinaman with today's accent.
Right, yeah.
You know, you can't be a Chinese emperor and say, forget about it. You know, it doesn't work. And I tell this.
About it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I
And
love
that's what I love about you and Michelle Dockery is you become the parts. You actually let us believe that you are the character that the writer wrote about. And that to me is the ultimate actor. Betty Davis was that way. You know, I knew Betty. I was good friends with Betty for a long time in her old age. And I always told that to Betty. It's amazing how you just became the character and left being Betty Davis. And she was able to. And then she would say to me, yeah, she said, that's the only way to act. Become the part, or you're just like everybody else.
I kind of find acting like this, God, this might sound a bit hoity-toity, but I find acting like a spiritual experience. It's like, you know, you can't half commit to your intentions as the actor for the character. And so I kind of imagine myself like preparing the character, preparing her intentions, because, you know, she has a reason why she's there and she's saying what she's saying, right? And so really getting into what's the intention and what the character really wants from the other characters that she's playing with or playing off of. And so I kind of take this endeavor every time I go on stage or in front of the cameras, I imagine myself kind of free falling, like letting go and free falling, and then just allowing myself to fail as well, because that brings like such a big, it allows like the magic to happen when you allow yourself to fail, right? Because you're playing and you're just being present.
There is magic. When I go before the camera, I go into a coma. No, I'm not lying. I go into some sort of another world where I don't even know the cameras are there. I have no idea what's going on around me. I'm totally oblivious to it because I have learned over the years to become the character. And Jimmy has said that. You know, I could be anybody I want right now. I could switch on into anything. And I tell people, as much effort as you put into remembering your lines, put it into learning about your character. Research that character. Find out, like I tell these kids, pick your nose. Because maybe your character has a snot hanging and it's tickling. So pick your nose. Learn. A character is not a person who sits still with their arms at their side and speaks like this. Well, now I'm going out to cut the flowers. Would
Which
you
they
like
do in all the little shitty indie films we go see.
Would you like a rose? I'm going out now to cut a rose. What the fuck is that all about? That's not acting. Because I wouldn't do that. I would say, gee, you know, wait a minute. I got to go outside now. I got to cut some roses because tonight, you know what I mean? Embellish it. Make it happen. I'm not teaching you. I'm teaching the people that are watching, by the way.
No, of course.
I know you know all of this, but I have a tremendous following of young actors and actresses that watch our show just to learn and to hear what we have to say and to learn from you because they want to hear what you have to say also to help them.
So do you have a hard time remembering lines?
I do.
Well, you know, yes, I do. I don't have a hard time remembering them, more so than I have a fear of not being able to learn them, if that makes sense. And so what I've done, and I'm like you, Ron, that I do believe that the writing is purely a way to serve the character's intention, right? Absolutely. And so I will learn the lines by rote, meaning I learn them with no intention first, like, at all. And I will do that. And, you know, people are different, but I like to get them in my body. So I will go for walks. We have a great kind of walk up here that I could do for about an hour. And I will go and I will walk and I'll just learn the lines with no intention or anything. I'll just embody them. And then when I learn the lines, that offers me a freedom. I don't have to think about the lines because I know them, right? And that's then when I go, okay, well, what is this character literally doing? What are they actually really doing? Without me, the actor, trying to put my thought in it. What is the writer's intention, right? What are they literally doing in that scene? And then on there, okay, what is my objective as a character, and how do I do that? You know, with all my characters' blemishes in mind, like, what is my character? What would Evelyn Williams from the Maybelline Prince be like? She's very different to Robin Cruz. I am not Evelyn, but I know how to get some of her. If she wants something from a scene, if she's trying to get somebody to understand her need, I know as Robin Cruz what it means to understand my need, right? So I can do it that way. But anyway,
I want to say something. I've spoken to Janae, and I'm waiting for permission and a clip from his movie because we'll probably have him on. And some of the cast
once it comes out,
you of course, and when it comes out, I want everybody to see her performance as the Maybelline heiress. The film is very good. Who murdered her? Because I firmly believe she was murdered. And I tease Janae all the time, and I say, "You did it. You put the kitchen on fire." And he goes crazy. He says, "Don't say that." I bet you he does.
I bet you he does.
I swear to God, I swear.
Tell everybody too. So Danae wrote a book called The Maybelline
Which
Prince,
is wonderful.
and this is the actual movie based on the book, which we've seen the first screening, but it is not available yet.
I wish this film had $10 million. It's lacking money. Money makes a film far better. But the book, you know, he put me on the back cover of his book. Ron Russell says, and I did quote it correctly. It's a wonderful book, and it's a very interesting story. Somehow, the Maybelline Cosmetics, if you remember, folks, were eyebrow pencils and eye makeup. Maybelline, she died in a fire in her home, and we believe it was somebody set the house on fire to kill her. Anyway, it's a wonderful story. The movie is interesting.
We'll do promos for it when it comes out.
Yeah, when we do promo, you're going to enjoy but I want you to see Robin's performance, because I know I'm talking about it. You're saying, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't know what she did. What did she do? What did she do? So
I actually
want,
do have a little clip on my website that I was allowed to use by the director Seth Hardin. So
shoot
there
it,
is.
wait, shoot it to us now.
No, we can't.
We can't do that?
No, you can't do it that way. That's okay. You guys go to robincruze.com, ROBYNCRUZE.com, and then you can click on it, and you can
click
see
on
it.
the actors, and you'll see Maybelline Prince up there, and you'll see that I look very different than I do now.
And
Yes.
she speaks. I mean, she's wonderful. I can't get
She
over.
also in the film, you guys, is Grayson Chance, who's a huge pop star, and Jamie Bernadette, who was on the show 2 weeks ago, has a supporting role in it. And you guys will really like the story. I think it's a lot of fun. The acting is good. There's a lot of new actors in it that have never really done a whole lot before, but they're all really talented.
But again, if it was a $10 million movie, it would have been a far better movie. When you're a budget film, you tighten up on certain things you shouldn't. I only wish that they would reshoot it with you in it, of course, with a very big budget. I think it could be a series, Janae was thinking that maybe Netflix would be interested in it.
We should do I think we should do a series, because I would love to play Evelyn Williams again. That woman, can I just tell you something about that woman that really inspired
Absolutely.
me?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so Evelyn Williams was, and for all of you who don't know the story, she's the heiress of Maybelline Cosmetics, and she really inspired the founder to move forward with making Maybelline bigger than it is, and that she's kind of responsible. She's the muse behind how Maybelline became a household name. And Evelyn loved to look glamorous. She loved to be beautiful, and that's actually how she met Danae, was actually in a wig store, but I won't go into that story. But anyway, Evelyn didn't hide her age, but she wanted to look the best that she could. And she really believed that the narrative about age and ageism was purely a cultural disservice to women. She really thought that it didn't matter how old you were, that you go and you grab life and you do whatever you can, because ageism is just a shitty construct, if you will. And I really, when I started working on the character, I felt like Evelyn was inspiring me from the grave, because I'd hit my 40s, and I was thinking, like, what are you doing trying to go back to acting now? Like, what are you doing? And as I read the scenes of Evelyn and she talked about aging and ageism, I was like, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. F you culture, the ageist kind of thing. This is what I'm doing, right? And so I don't know, I love her, and I would love the opportunity to play her again.
Ron loves that too.
Well, yeah, but they killed her off, so they'd have to rewrite that, because she does die.
If it was a TV series, it would be a whole different thing
Would
anyway.
be a whole-
different-
yeah,
yeah.
whole-
Yes.
Listen, I'd like to introduce you to Marcel Waltz. Marcel Waltz is the director producer of Blind, which is the #1 movie in my eyes of these horror crappy movies. His is really Cadillac and Rolls Royce Supreme, and Sarah French is his biggest star, and Marcel does wonderful movies. So maybe after the show, we'll tell you we'd like to invite you to a thing we're going to that Marcel is throwing. And I want Marcel to meet you. I think he's going to like you a lot and put you in a movie of his.
I mean, any chance to attend a party with you guys is
No,
a
really.
fabulous thing. So I
Marcel
would
is
be honored.
Marcel's from Germany, and his work is brilliant. He's brilliant. He's the best around. I mean, I hate, I have so many friends that are directors, and I offend them by saying one is better than the other. But Marcel, to me, is just it. You got the cream rises to the top with me. I can't deal with bullshit. So I want you to meet Marcel, definitely.
Well, thank you. I would love to.
Yep, Jimmy
So,
will talk to
I'd
you.
love to meet you, Marcel.
Yes, I'll ask him if we can bring a guest.
Oh, Blind. Have you ever seen Blind?
I have not, but I'll make sure I see it before I
Oh,
meet
please.
him.
To me, it's the best horror. It's a Hitchcockian type. It's wonderful.
I'll watch it
beautiful-
with my daughter because she loves horror films.
And
It's scary.
And it's a very low budget, but it does
Wait,
not look
it's
it.
not a horror movie with blood and guts and shit like that. It's just a scary movie. A beautiful girl, Sarah French, who's magnificently gorgeous, goes to have her eyes done, the lenses without wearing contact, whatever the
yeah.
hell. That's
Yeah.
surgery, and they
Amazing.
accidentally make her blind. Now she lives in this wonderful house in Hollywood, and
She
she's
was a
blind.
famous actress, but now she's
And now
blind.
she has to deal with being blind. Well, a crazy fan moves into her house, and she doesn't know he's there because she's blind.
He lives in the basement.
And he lives in the basement, and he stalks her in the shower. I mean, it's a wonderful script.
It's a love story, a horror love story.
Joe Knitter wrote it. Joe Knitter is a fabulous writer. Sarah French, I tell the story all the time. I'm driving in with Jimmy. I said, Sarah French is going to star in a movie. She's just tits and ass. Every movie she's in, it's tits and ass. How is Sarah French going to hold the whole movie? 10 minutes into the movie, I turned to Jimmy and I said, she is brilliant. She is the best actress. Most actresses would have played the shocking scenes by screaming. You know how they do that scream shit and they all act like idiots, like snakes, twirling. Sarah took it in. Sarah made you feel her fright without moving. She did a piece of acting in that film that's wonderful. And that's when I told Sarah, when I saw her, I said, I always thought you were just tits and ass. God, darling, you're a wonderful actress.
And
and
now
she's-
she's in every, and now she's in everything.
Now
I
she's
mean,
going to
Sarah just didn't get the chance to show anything about her.
Right.
wait.
So,
She's in
you know
my
what I mean?
she's in my movie, the one that you're going to be in. She plays my sister-in-law, and it's a big part for Sarah. Sarah's a wonderful actress. You'll meet her, by the way, at this affair we're going to. She's a darling girl, beautiful, gorgeous girl, sweet as hell. So there are a lot of people out there who have great talent and not getting the breaks because Hollywood is all about name. They won't like Jimmy has so many scripts and they say, what's the name? What's the name? Who gives a shit about the name?
Nobody ever asks what's the script. They
Or what's
ask
the
who's
actor?
attached.
Who's
Yeah.
the name attached? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know-
always say this. I always say this because I feel like Danae wanted a name attached for Evelyn Williams, and I said to Danae, "Oh, but I'm a name. They just don't know it yet." You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? It's like we all have to have the chance to be the name.
Robin, you're in my book, The Name. Okay.
So, thank you.
I mean,
Keith.
really.
That's
And I
important.
said,
Thank you.
I told Janae in private, of course, because he wanted me to critique his movie. And I was savage about it because there's a lot of it I didn't care about. There were things I would have corrected or changed.
And just so everyone knows, it is actually the first screening that was.
Yeah, I saw that also.
ready
And that
for
was,
critiquing. Yeah.
that was sloppy. I want to see the
Yeah.
finished print. But anyway,
me too.
I said to him, I said, the only thing that saves your movie from not being great is Robin. And he said, I didn't want her. He said, when I saw her headshot, I said, she's too young. She can't play Maybelline. And then when I met her, I told her, I said, you're too young looking. You can't play, right? Tell that story.
Oh yeah, he was actually quite brutal. He was quite brutal. And I think I had it was like I think I was just about to go on and do my first scene, so I was kind of like, okay, well, can't change that now, kind of, feeling. But he was just like, you're too young, you're too pretty, your nose is too nice. Evelyn didn't have a nose like that, which they changed with makeup, by the way, and
Yes.
they kind of did some layering and made the jowls larger and things like that. But he was kind of set in his way, and it was
Oh.
it was harsh. It was harsh, but I just kind of went, I'm not gonna say anything about this. I'm just going to show him he's wrong, because I knew I could do Evelyn.
Yeah, but
It was very, very impressive.
Sometimes Danae, when he's under stress, can be bitchy. And if he ever gets bitchy to me, I say, "Oh, go fuck yourself." And
Listen, I will be
and
honest
he-
with you though. It's his story. It's his life.
yeah,
And you know, if he has never met me, I don't even know if he saw any of my previous work. So I allowed him to have his feeling because they're valid. But it was my job as an actor to prove him wrong.
And you
well,
did.
I'll be
You
very,
absolutely
very
did.
honest with you. If I were looking through headshots for the girl to play Lucia, you would not have been it. No way. You're too young. You're too pretty. You're too waspy looking. No. Lucia is an Italian girl whose mother was Jewish, whose father's Italian. So Lucia, but
He
now
changes his
I-
mind based
you
on the
know-
fact that he
no,
saw
but
you.
when I saw your acting, I said she could be Lucia in a minute because the
And
girl.
listen, Lucia, I've got like the hips, I've got everything. You don't know, I've got the hips, the bust,
No,
I've got
but-
the cheek lines. My father is Maltese. He comes from an island, little island opposite Sicily.
Right.
Yeah,
But no, but seriously,
it's in my
you
blood, baby.
Robin, you need exposure. If you have great big exposure, you will go places in the business. No, you're what is called a gem that's not been polished yet.
No, not discovered, not
Not
polished.
not
She's
discovered.
polished.
Excuse me. Thank you for the correction, Jimmy. An undiscovered gem is what you are. You need my movie, by the way, is a feature film. It will go to theaters. It's not going to be an Netflix or what is
No,
that horrible
streaming.
thing? No, where
It's a
they
streaming.
Streaming. won't
when
be
it goes to
streaming.
that awful box that you buy in the supermarket.
Oh, Red Box.
Red
We might
Box.
eventually go there.
No, it's a real film. It's a high budget film.
Do people still do Redbox these days?
I don't know if they.
I don't
do.
know, I
I
don't.
see them in the grocery store, but I've never done it ever, so I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think they do. So I have a
Streaming
question
now.
because we have like
Yeah.
10 minutes left. So,
Mhm.
as an actress, I always like to
Mhm.
ask this, and I think you're going to be unusual answers. It'll be fun.
Oh, let's
See what
see.
you say. So as an actress, number one bucket list, male and female actor that if you could act with anybody ever, who would you like? They can be living or dead. Who would you like to act with? And then if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
I'll answer that first. Gone with the Wind.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Scarlett?
Gone with the Wind. Scarlett O'Hara. I think I would play a fucking awesome Scarlett O'Hara. Then, oh gosh, what's his name? Oscar. He played in that two-hand show with Jessica Chastain. Oscar, what's his name?
Hang on.
Oh,
Jessica Chat. What's the show?
Oscar just let me see. I'm so sorry.
that's okay.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Chastain,
It's a TV show or a movie?
Oscar. It's a TV show. Like it was like the window of marriage or something like that. And Oscar. Yeah, let's see. Oscar Isaac.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he is just so brilliant and honest. And I watched an interview with them, and he was so committed to the craft. And I kind of miss those conversations of like the commitment of the craft so much. And he was so committed to it. And I was like, oh, I'd like to work with him. That would be a great process.
And actually, nobody's ever picked him before, but I don't think
Nope.
anybody's ever picked Gone with the Wind either, have they?
No.
Okay, so what about a female actress that you would like to work with?
Oh, let me think. I mean, I wouldn't want to work with someone like Meryl Streep because she would scare me. She just-
Everybody always picks
Meryl
Meryl
Streep. Meryl Streep, I don't think is that great of an actress. But anyway,
I,
go on.
I like her because she's so honest and present. Like there's something beautiful about that, and being able to kind of bounce off like that. That would be just amazing.
By the way, you should never like ever be intimidated by anybody because you can like act everybody under the table.
Oh,
Seriously,
thank
so don't
you.
ever be intimidated. Don't let other people. He's not intimidated by
I couldn't
anybody.
give a
either.
shit.
I would rise to the occasion, but I think I would have great anxiety. A couple weeks
Robin,
beforehand.
Robin,
Yes.
my first movie, 1959. I'm 19 years old, and I play a soldier. And I had the balls to hang out with Tab Hunter and Sophia Loren. I was never intimidated, and I was in their scenes. I was in 3 of their scenes. So I was never, ever intimidated from that day on, because after meeting Sophia Loren, when she was at her peak of her career, was probably where most people trembled, and I didn't. I went over and sat next to her, spoke Italian, and she said, "Oh, speak English, because your Italian is as bad as my English." And we became buddies. So I find that, I hear stories about certain stars. They tell, "Do not speak to me when I'm working. Do not look at me when I'm working." And I say to myself, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I mean, who the hell do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
How do you even create a authentic bond with them if you
A
can't
rapport?
look at them?
Yeah.
It just makes
Well,
sense. So, okay, to answer your question, and it's not. I think they're great actresses. There's more of a reason behind it. So when I think of who would I like to act with, it's somebody like Nicole Kidman or Naomi Watts. And honestly, it's because they're also Australian, and I've always admired how they got somewhere, like how they worked and what they have done. And I would love to act with them and then have this conversation. It's like, how did you do that? And what were you thinking? And so that's kind of who I would. So
They're both brilliant.
Naomi Watts. Yeah.
They're both brilliant actresses.
You chose well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I find that a lot of the people that are not from our country are different kinds of actors. I think the Americans tend to all want to be cutesy and sweetie pie, and they're afraid to take a chance. They're afraid to go out on a limb. Mm-hmm. That's why Meryl Streep is so famous, because she does go out on a limb. Yeah. Meryl Streep is like Bette Davis. She doesn't care what she looks like or whatever the role is, she plays it. Whereas Jennifer Aniston, who I really like her work, but she's always...
Jennifer Lawrence.
No, Jennifer. Oh, I love Jennifer Lawrence.
Love.
Oh, Jennifer you're another one. You're another one like her. Oh, you're a Jennifer Lawrence.
Fabulous. I love her. Do you know why I think the Australian actresses or actors are different? Honestly, it's because so many of us, especially the Generation X, we had to come over to America. You had to really want it. Like, first of all, that's a 14-hour plane ride, and your dollar is double, so we lose half of ours coming over. You have to really want to be an actor, and you have to be incredibly committed to travel all that way and to go through everything in order to get here. That's the truth. So you've already deciphered, like, filtered all the ones that don't really have that passion. They don't come over.
I agree with you. I have interviewed, like we estimated maybe 4,000 different people in our business, and I have found the ones that are successful, who really are successful, were hungry. Mm-hmm. They wanted it more than life itself. Mm-hmm. They lived every moment for it. They dreamed only about it, and they became. Yeah. But if you're in it, like true. I know a lot of jerks. Oh, I want to be an actress. I want to sign autographs. I want to be famous. I want all the guys to think I'm cute, the girls. And the guys, oh, I want all the chicks to dig me. I want to be a famous guy. And that's, get the fuck out of my business if that's what you want to do. Go be a hooker. I tell the girls, stand on a corner. You get plenty of guys that want you for money, for $50. But don't go into my business. Don't go into my business with the idea that, oh, you want to sign autograph. You know something? People have asked me for an autograph. I get embarrassed. I feel stupid signing it, and I tell them that. I say, I usually don't do this, but I will, but I think it's stupid. And they say, oh, no, it's not. No, that chubby girl, remember at that place where she wanted me to sign the poster? And I sort of said, I don't think so. And she said, oh, please, please. I said, what for? She said, but this way I could tell people I know you. I said, but I'm nobody. What do you want to know me for? You know, so I find it stupid being
We're
famous.
all somebody, Ron. We're all
Yeah,
somebody.
I know, but I
And
don't.
nobody at the same time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not in the business to be known because I know so many celebrities, big stars who are known and say to me, Ron, I wish I wasn't known. You know what a
Mm.
thrill it would be to walk into a department store and not be mobbed, or go to a restaurant while I'm eating, not have people watching me eat. It's not,
That's why I love character acting, right? You play roles that really just do not
Mhm.
look like you, or I love the idea of being my goal, universe, and to Ron and Jimmy right now, my goal is to become a constantly working character actor.
actor. Absolutely. This is our business.
That's I don't care, like if I can play for a living, I would love that.
I think so. I think it's fantastic.
I'm happiest when I'm working, not when I'm not working. I mean, I look, and I hung out with Jane Russell, the movie star legend, my buddy, my friend, and we used to go all over together, and people would constantly recognize her and come up to her, and it used to annoy her because she really didn't like it either. She was an actress, not a star in her mind. And she would say to me, why do people want to spend so much money for my autograph at these conventions that she used to be booked into? I said, because they love you and they feel that autograph is something special. I don't know. Never could figure it out.
I don't know really what's in an autograph, but I think it's just people feel like they have it's like a stamp on their consciousness of when they met somebody that they liked, and they get to have a little signature that says, yes, that did happen. It's a reminder.
Yeah, but a lot of the stars that I knew, and I knew Tony Curtis for one, he just loved the business. He really didn't like. He was so against all the hullabaloo. You know who Tony Curtis was, of course.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Who doesn't?
and Tony said to me many a time, I wish people would leave me alone. I go to a factory to go to work. It's not what people think it is. I said, Tony, you're not going to ever change the mind of the people who love you.
It is not what people think it is.
No,
it's true. It's really long hours. You have to love what you do.
14 hours without
super long hours. You don't know when you're going to get your next job. I mean,
That's right. We shot a film in the winter, and we couldn't put the heat on in the studio because the noise of the heat would go in the soundtrack. So we had, and it was rain. It was California, a rotten day, raining, cold, awful. We were in coats, sitting around shivering, waiting to do our lines, and then we take our clothes off because it was summer, and then we'd have to. Oh, it was awful. And that was long.
That's the same with what happened the last movie too. We put a lot of we had like these heating things that we put in our socks to keep us warm because there was this massive manor, and the same thing would happen. It was freezing. I was thinking, oh gosh, this is anything but glamorous, and I loved it.
No, I mean we at the next shoot, the next scenes were shot in the bar, and I said, "Oh, thank God we're going to a bar. We won't be freezing our asses off." But the bar was an old bar with a bad air conditioning system that made a rumble, and they said we have not heating system that we have to cut the heating system off, and there we were in this bar freezing to death. So that I'll never forget that shoot. It was a hard-working one. 14 hours of freezing to death.
So everybody listen, because we got to go because we're going to have another
I
guest.
love
So you guys,
Robin.
this is Robin Cruz. Her website is robincruz.com, but she spells it different, ROBYNCRUZ.com. I'm sorry.
C-R-U-Z-E. I know.
Yeah, I didn't put my glasses on.
Too.
There you go.
That's
So Robin
literally
Cruz.
that was my birth name. I didn't change it. That's how it is.
Oh, I love it. So
Different.
you can follow her on Instagram at Robin Cruz. When the Maybelline Prince is actually available for the world to see, we'll let everybody know, and we'll probably bring the cast on, so it'll be a lot of fun. We want to thank you for coming on the show. Congratulations on everything, and I hope to I'll see about getting you into the party that we got invited to,
Wonderful.
and I'd love to get you involved in some projects that we're working on.
No problem getting you in, Marcelo.
I
Marcel's my
love
best.
it.
He's my best and dearest friend. He's not going to say no to me.
Listen, I appreciate it so much. I've really had a lot of fun. I knew I was going to have a blast, and you have made it so. I appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you so much for championing me. because
Well,
it really, thank you so much. I really very much appreciate it.
you're very special, and that's why we had you on the show.
Thank you.
Period. Easy. 1, 2, 3. No big deal. You're great. We love you,
Thank you.
and I'm
Thank
sure
you.
we know you. 5 million people watch our show. You know that.
I did not know that. That's a
Yeah,
big number.
we're all over the world. We're the number one,
Yeah, we just broke 1 billion downloads.
1 billion downloads. We're the number one pod show in the world. So the exposure you're getting right now is tremendous exposure, because we have a lot of VIP people that tune in every now and then to see what's going on. And let's hope that the VIPs tuned in today.
There we go. Thank you, Robin. We'll
Take
see you
care,
soon.
Robin. We'll see you
Take
next week.
care.
Bye, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
All right, everybody. Now we're
And I
gonna.
wasn't bullshitting about her. She's quite an actress and a lovely girl. She's going to be somebody big. She's on her way.
So we're gonna take a 2-minute music break. We're gonna play Young Zuck Get Right, and when we come back, we'll have our next guest, Jacqueline Murphy. So Juan, if you can find that for me, Young Zuck Get Right. Let's play it for everybody, and we'll be right back.
No distractions, now they out of sight, they out of mind, no waste of time, and no more telling lies, cause I was turning up the notch, trying to get right,
You got my cash right, skirt through the red lights, cause it's a party, no distractions, now they out of sight, they out of mind, no wasting time, and no more telling lies, cause I was turning up the notch, trying to get right, we getting right, my cash right, skirt through the red lights, cause it's a party, no distractions, now they out of sight, they out of mind, no wasting time, and no more telling lies, cause I was turning up the notch, trying to get right, we getting right. A dream of catching long flights, woke up in Ibiza with no visa, now we care about, we chillin' Costa Rica with some sneakers, these are Air Force Ones, like hi, nice to meet you, she a vegan, but she take this meat, she sucking and she eat it like, just to hold on, Taco was the whole one, touchdown hit a home run, chopper shoot the whole gun, yeah, home run, more fun, show some, roll one, home run, more fun, show some, shutting up that beam, Margiela jeans, toss that green, took a hit and I can breathe, shutting up that beam, Margiela jeans, pass that green, take a hit and I can breathe and I can breathe. You got my cash right, skirt through the red lights, cause it's a party, no distractions, now they out of sight, they out of mind, no wasting time, and no more telling lies, cause I was turning up the notch, trying to get right, we getting right, my cash right, skirt through the red lights, cause it's a party, no distractions, now they out of sight, they out of mind, no wasting time, and no more telling lies, cause I was turning up the notch, trying to get right, we getting right, get right, get right, I was turning up the notch, trying to get right, get right, I was turning up the notch, trying to get right, get right.
Right. Now we're going to bring on our next guest. Her name is Jacqueline Murphy, and hopefully that's how we do it. Let's see if we can hear her. Hello, hello.
Hey, Ron, Jimmy, so nice to be here. How are you today?
We're terrific. Yay. All right. So I'm going to do my
I'm not allowed to speak until he introduces me. It gets violent if I do.
That's okay. I'm gonna actually like do an intro now, and then we'll introduce you. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, award-winning actress, director, and filmmaker Jacqueline Murphy. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
It'll be a lot of fun. You already know my cool, outrageous man about town co-host Ron Russell.
Absolutely. No one
Yes,
more
we
fun
do.
than Ron.
and nobody more knowledgeable about my era than you, of which
Oh.
we'll get into soon.
Then we also have a chat room full of people. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Oh, hi, everybody in the chat room. I think a lot of my friends and family.
Some of your friends are starting in. There's us. Kim Cameron is in there. Stacy.
my
Kim and
sister.
Stacy.
My niece, Stacy. Hello, Teresa.
Yeah, so they're all jumping in.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so happy everybody's here. They've been a huge support with my film, The Admired. And
Which we're
I'm
going to
just
talk about. So you guys, we met Jacqueline actually at a Sue Wong party. I don't know which Sue Wong party it was, but it was some party that we had not too long ago, and you were going back to New
I
York.
think it was Sue's birthday party.
And
Sue's
and
birthday.
Okay.
What's
And
Shrewsbury?
and Jacqueline had a lot in common with Ron.
Absolutely.
Because
I
they're
love
both,
her.
and one of the reasons why, so Jacqueline has a TV series. It's a series, right? That's what it said
Yeah,
on
it
IMDb.
started out as a film, and we won 50 awards on the circuit, and now we made it into a TV series and a web series.
That's right. Okay, web series. So you guys, it's called The Admired. The website is theadmired.com. It got 12 Best Short Film Awards, 7 awards for Best Actress, 4 awards for Best Original Screenplay, 2 awards for Best New TV Series or Web Series, 2 awards for Directing. And let me just say that Jacqueline starred, created, produced, directed, and co-wrote it. And it's an imaginative actress dreams of being a 1940s Hollywood movie star. That's how you know Ron loves it. Her drive is her greatest asset and her worst enemy. And so now I'm going to let you guys talk about it a little bit.
Wow.
Well,
Thank you for that. That's quite an intro.
You know, I work a room. Everybody works a room when you go to a party. And some people are so fucking boring. I just say, hello, how are you? And I say, what do you do for a living? That's wonderful. And I walk on. Then I see this hot looking blonde. And I walked over to her and I said, listen, so what are you all about? Well, 2 minutes after what she told me, I was madly in love with her. She knows about everything about Hollywood like I do. And we just sat there comparing notes and talking about stars. And I was in my glory, as they say. And now I'm going to let her tell you what she knows and what she does. Because you've already heard all my bullshit. Listen to her.
Well, first of all, Ron, you're an inspiration. I mean, I enjoyed hearing stories about your working with Rock Hudson and Jane Russell, and we clicked right away, you, Jimmy, and I. And I've always had a fascination with old Hollywood and movie stars like Veronica Lake and Rita Hayworth. And coincidentally, I was at an event on Monday, and who was there but the Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, Rita's daughter. So she may be watching today, but she asked me for
Wonderful.
Yeah.
If she's watching,
say hello.
I want to say to her, your mom lived across the street from me. I lived on Spalding Drive, and your mother lived in Penthouse 4F, I think, no, 4 something. And Rita was out on the sidewalk one day walking with, I guess, her nurse or whatever. Rita was quite old. I saw this beautiful woman with red hair in a mink coat and boots walking down Spalding Drive. And I walked up to her and I said, hello, Rita Hayworth. And how are you? And she looked at me. She said, I'm fine, but do I know you? I said, no, but I know who you are. And she smiled. The minute she smiled, she was young and beautiful. That Rita Hayworth smile, nobody had a smile like her. And we chatted for a little while, and then, we had to go on our merry way. But to me, it was a thrill of my life to meet Rita Hayworth, who lived across the street from me in Beverly Hills.
That's amazing. I actually met Yazzie at a charity for Alzheimer's because she brought a lot of light and attention before anyone really had a charity for it, for this disease that really affects so many people and friends and family. So I applaud her for that, and I give a big shout out. So she continues to work with that. But regarding her mother, her mother was such an inspiration. I remember auditioning for a musical theater class and singing Old Devil Moon. And in Gilda, Rita Hayworth throws her beautiful red hair back, and it was like pizzazz and stuff.
I have to interrupt you. She wore a wig. And yes, sir, Rita had a wonderful head of hair of her own, but it didn't fall the way they wanted it to when she did that number. So they made her wear a wig. She wasn't happy about it, but when she saw the finished result, she said, okay, if you notice, the big chunk of hair comes forward over her eye. Her own hair wasn't doing that. So in Gilda, Rita Hayworth wore a wig in the Put the Blame on Mame number.
Oh, right. Exactly. Oh, also that's another song that I sang was Put the Blame on Mame. Yeah. you know, just don't put the blame on me. But anyway, yeah, so those, you know, I used to watch the old movies with my mom and my sister Kim and Lynn and Cindy, and we would always swoon over the Hollywood actors. And I just have always been so infatuated. So I thought, well, you know, here I am in LA. I've been living there for 11 years now. And it was always my dream to get out there and to be a big movie star like Veronica Lake or Rita Hayworth in the movies. And I decided to make a wish, a film, a fantasy about what would happen if you could time travel back to the 1940s as a big movie star. And that's where the idea for The Admired came into play.
It's a great idea. Now, you mentioned Veronica Lake. I found out when I was, I don't know how, maybe 30 years ago, whatever, that Veronica Lake was a bartender or barmaid at the Hotel Washington down in New York City.
That's
So,
true.
so a bunch of friends of mine and I, we went down, and there was this tiny little girl, no longer the beautiful long hair. Her hair was cut very short and permanent waved, and it was Veronica Lake. So
Well, that's something to see there. Yeah.
well, we ordered our drinks, and of course, my friends were saying, you're gonna talk to her. I said, of course I'm gonna talk to her. Why wouldn't I want to talk to her? She's Veronica Lake. So when she came my way, I said, Veronica. She said, they all think I know them. She said, yes, do I know you? I said, no, you don't know me. And again, I said, but I know you from the screen. And I want to tell you that you really knocked Hollywood on its ass. And she said, yeah, but too bad Hollywood, didn't, whatever, for me. In other words, she was disappointed in how Hollywood treated her. And then she looked at me, she said, look where I wound up. I said, listen, not so bad, you're alive. And she said, that's right, you got a point. And then, of course, a customer came and she walked away. So what I picked up from her was a lady that was very disappointed and unhappy with her career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
If you want to use that in your script and down the road, if you ever do a down the road piece, that's a true story.
yeah, no, actually, there was a play written about Veronica Lake by an Australian, New Zealand playwright, and I got my hands on it and I read it. And it was a one-woman show, and she talks about how they wouldn't allow her to sing. They had to dub her voice. The movie studio, had a lot to say with how an actress was seen, as you mentioned with Rita Hayworth. So I do use a lot of that, and especially in the TV episodes going forward. And the studio system was so different back in the 40s than it is now. I mean, they had Judy Garland on a chicken soup diet because she was too heavy. And there were so many things that were done. And part of The Admired, Ron and Jimmy, is really about empowering people to go for their dreams and make it happen. And to believe in yourself and to do as much as you can to see it come to fruition. So that's why, like, I'm getting on board with other filmmakers who I've met, like Carlos Marino Jr. He has a web series that he's doing called Pepito's Mamadas, and it's a comic show based on Pepitos, which is Latin jokes that he grew up with. And he is going to be doing 5 more episodes, but one episode stars Maria Conchita Alonso as his grandmother. And I'll be also in one of the episodes. So I like to inspire my nieces, Christy and Stacy, and my nephews, Johnny and Edward and Christian, to go for as much as they can, and the young people today, because I don't think it's as easy as it was. I used to be able to walk into agents in New York City and hand my headshots in. And I started.
You can't do that anymore.
No, wait, you're missing the real reason. Back in my day, maybe we had, let's say, 1,000 people who wanted to be in the business.
Yeah.
Today, let's say we have 10 million.
Yeah, there's actually 10 million IMDb numbers.
Yeah, everybody and their mother wants to be an actor today, to be famous, to sign autographs, to be known. Not the art. Jane Russell, I wish you would put her in your series because she's a wonderful actress. and a story person. You could really write it. Good
Oh,
stories.
This
You know, I
could go on.
I could fill you in on Jane, give you good insight.
You in the series, Ron.
Oh, well, okay. But Jane Russell, I could tell you inside stuff that was true,
And-
that happened to her in Hollywood, stories that never made the press. These are private little stories that she fed me.
Mhm.
And she just felt that Howard Hughes was a user, and he would use her to the nines, and he wasn't a very nice person to be working with. And no, she never slept with Howard Hughes. She was very emphatic about that. She said, I never slept with Howard, never. But a lot of people had to get in movies, and that's what it was like back in that day.
You're right, though. Nowadays, they can't walk in with a headshot. Just walk
No.
in off the street with a
How
headshot.
can you? Because people are afraid you're going to walk in and shoot them with your headshot.
I want to ask a question for you though, real quick. So first of all, if people go to theadmired.com, can they see the whole series?
Yes, they can.
Okay,
Yes.
so you guys should actually watch it. How many episodes are there? I think there was 6 or 8.
Yes, there are 6. What I did was I took the film and I made it into 6 web series. So I'm a member of the Television Academy, and I wanted to be able to submit it for your consideration Emmy nomination, because they have a category for short form drama. And I mean, we were up against The Walking Dead and all these other things, but it was just so exciting to see how you could take something you put your blood, sweat, and tears into and keep it growing and keep it happening. So I tell Carlos and other filmmakers that I know, look for opportunities like that where you can just make it happen, on your own.
Well, I'm sure.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because I want everybody to actually get that. So you guys, the website is theadmired.com, ADMIRED.com. And if you follow on Twitter, you can follow Jacqueline Actor. It's JACQUELINE Actor. And Instagram is Jacqueline Murphy with the number 13 after it. You can see a lot of the things that she's talking about and doing, because she puts a lot of it up on her social media feeds. And then I had something else, but go ahead.
Jacqueline, I'm sure you're aware of this fact. There are more senior citizens alive today than in all of the history of humanity. Okay? Yeah. And it's about time that somebody like Jacqueline or myself or the people like me bring old Hollywood back, because it's so loved and enjoyed by people in nursing homes, private homes, just the old people. We're so left out. All this young junk with the kickboxing and the shooting and the note storyline, it's junk, garbage. We old people are not interested. We wonderful people are not interested in that. I'm watching your series tonight. We will binge on it. Haven't seen it yet as completed now. I'm going to be in my glory, because it's bringing me back to a day when Hollywood was Hollywood. Hollywood today is no longer Hollywood. Hollywood is a political platform. So every movie that's being shot today is politically correct.
So wait,
and it just stinks.
What we're going to do real quick. So Juan, get the trailer ready. I took the 1-minute trailer off of YouTube. They're going to play it.
How nice. Thank you.
So they're going to play it for everybody.
If they don't throw us off the air.
I don't think they will. So you announce it, and after you announce it, just hang on, and Juan's going to play it for us.
Okay. Do you want me to say the Admired trailer 1 minute?
You can say, I'm Jacqueline Murphy, and here's my web series, The Admired. Here's the trailer for my web series. Whatever you want. Be creative.
All right. Give me a go.
Go.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining in the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell and Jimmy. And I'm delighted to be here. I'm Jacqueline Murphy, and we're going to be showing a trailer of my show, The Admired, a 1-minute trailer. And you could check out my award-winning film at theadmired.com. And let me know what you think. I'm on Instagram, Jacqueline Murphy 13, and Twitter, Jacqueline Actor.
Perfect. Take it away, Juan. Take it away, Juan.
They keep saying I'm right for the part and someone else gets it.
Can't you think about something other than your work?
This is my dream.
I apologize for the interruption.
And who are you?
Mr. Z.
I want to be a glamorous Hollywood movie star.
Everything has a price.
This is the ticket to your future. Once you do this, there will be no turning back. Agreed?
Agreed.
Tonight, we have a very special guest, the award-winning actress, Miss Olivia Spencer.
I've been looking all over for you. Right, please.
When you're admired,
Olivia, I love your work. I'm your biggest fan.
your heart, you never need to worry.
Sam, why don't you sit down for a minute?
Anything for the head of the studio.
We just offered the role to Starlet.
And I can't wait for you to play my mother.
Someone's in love with you.
Your husband's career has been doing poorly.
When are we going to be together?
I want my life back.
With you.
You're gonna play my mother. That was awesome.
I will be in my glory tonight when I watch this. I will be in seventh heaven.
Oh,
I love anything. No, I love that period because it was elegant and people dressed beautiful. They behaved beautifully. And when you went to the El Morocco, or if you went to any of the beautiful nightclubs we had, you dressed, and the room was just filled with beauty and elegance. Not today. Today, everything's like a subway.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations. We look forward to seeing it too. And so does the chat room.
Oh, I can't wait. We have dinner. You know, we have a media room, and Jimmy and I bring our dinner into the media room, and we watch our friends on TV. We have this enormous screen, if you see it behind us.
We need the big screens, right? We need the big screens.
We don't go to the movie theater anymore, so we've got it in our living room.
Well, because lots of, like, I will sometimes stop a film. Like, if you say something I'm enjoying, I'll stop it and go back and listen to it again to appreciate what you did with that line. Because I'm in the business. I'm not audience. I'm actor.
I know that.
So don't you do the same thing when a friend of yours is working and they do a line or two that really works? You want to hear it again. It's like you learn from it. I can't wait to I'm serious, folks. Everybody knows that I don't bullshit.
So I'm
gonna have. What am I gonna make for dinner tonight?
I don't know, but I want to brag for her a little bit too, you guys. So
I'm gonna make a pasta.
So Jacqueline's been doing all kinds of cool things, you guys. So she was a cheerleader in a Geico commercial. She's been on Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Law and Order, All My Children, the Arthur remake, Cop Out, Run All Night with Liam Neeson. She's also a host, you guys, a red carpet host. She's interviewed, it's funny, John Voight, Harry Hamlin, Cheryl Lee Ralph. She does for Entertainment Today, Tommy Tune, Harold Prince. So she's well versed in everything besides being also a director and a writer. And so congratulations on everything. I hope the Admired. So what is the goal with the Admired from here? Is there going to be like a next evolvement of it?
Yeah, I'd like to pitch it to the streamers like Netflix and Amazon, and have it be on one of the streamers, and have people really love it and want more episodes of it. And I'm also writing a feature film for it as well, because as Ron mentioned, there is a love of old Hollywood, and so I just want to keep those memories fresh. And
let me know when you do
COVID,
the
I
feature film. I was going to say, let me know when you finish.
I'm working on it now.
Okay.
I was at a party. I was at a party 40, 50, 700 years ago, and Bob was there. Robert Osborne. Of course, his show was new. It was, I don't think it was, I forgot even what it was called. And he was kind of hesitant about it. And I said to him, I said, oh, I love Robert Osborne, yeah. Did I not say that?
The reality TV show?
Yeah.
No, Turner Classic
Turner
Movies.
Classic.
Turner Classic Movies, Robert Osborne.
Yeah,
who's
but
not
I don't
there
think
anymore.
I don't think it was called Turner Classic. I'm going back when it first started.
Yes.
And Robert Osborne was a handsome, gorgeous, handsome young man. And I said to him, it's going to be a smash hit because the 40s is probably the most exciting time in the film business and the most beautiful time with the most gorgeous women, Lana Turner, Rita Hayworth, Hedy Lamarr. I mean, come on, you can't beat those people. And he said, well, we'll see. Well, look where Turner Classic is today. It's changed. It's not about old Hollywood anymore. It's just about all of Hollywood. So there are times I watch it and times I don't. If it's a time when I remember, I will watch it. And I feel that you're doing the same thing as Bob Osborne and I do with my stuff. We all are working in unison about old Hollywood. It's a time when, look at that horrible movie they had on TV, Hollywood, which was a lie. Everybody they portrayed.
He hated that Netflix series, Hollywood, about.
Rock Hudson, Jesus Christ, Rock Hudson wouldn't come out if you killed him. You could put a gun to his. I mean, Rock Hudson, I could see him making it out with a guy, and he'd say you're delusional and never did it. And yet they have here that he went to the Oscars with a black lover and said he was gay. That is such bullshit. Because they're dead, they can't defend themselves. Why are you doing this? Why are you making these people out to be what they're not? I mean, I despise that sort of trash, but it got a big review and it made a lot of money. So if you keep yours,
Well, I guess they have to.
wait, let me just finish because I'm getting violent. Keep yours honest. Keep yours honest.
Yeah.
Please do not make up stories about
Embellish.
these stars. No, not embellish. Don't make up stories about these stars. If you want inside dirt, call me up. Tell me who the star is, and I'll tell you who they were and what they were all about. I know all the gossip. I know who was banging who was gay, who was a dyke, who was a druggie. I know everybody. I mean, I hate when they portray these stars as trash. They weren't. They were legends.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Ron. They are legends. And if I were going to do something to make a storyline juicier, I would make a fictitious character.
Thank you.
The
Good. Thank you.
face. I would never do that. I would never blemish, anybody's memory because they were icons. And as you say, they can't speak for themselves. And I'd be thrilled to sit down with you and hear your stories because that's inspiration to find out what it was really like. I know I did some research on the first women directors back in Hollywood. And with The Admired, I want my character, Olivia Spencer, she gets power as she moves on and learns to navigate the dangerous world. And one of her, she wants to bring in more women directors and more, homosexual and transgender people that are hidden behind the curtain. So that is part of the gist. As she becomes more powerful, she brings in people who aren't represented. And
the only cross dresser I knew about in those days was Herbert Hoover. He loved to get dressed as a girl and have sex with his lover, the man he was always with. But that doesn't pertain to Hollywood. Although Herbert Hoover, it does. Because he had information on every actor and actress. He blackmailed them. He blackmailed Harry Warner. I mean, Henry. What the hell was Warner's first name? I forgot. But anyway, Warner Brothers, the head of the
Jack Warner.
Jack. He blackmailed all of them. So there's a lot of history and a lot of juice there.
What?
Patricia Neal, who I loved and adored, wanted to have sex one night with my buddy Richard Anderson. Richard drove her home from a party and she invited him in and she came on to him and Richard said, I'm unlike most Hollywood. I'm very happily married. And he was. And he told me this story in private. So there's a lot of stuff that went on that was decent. And a lot of the actors were decent. They weren't as notorious as the press likes to make them out to be. Mae West, for one, never made it. She never made it. She never made it with men. Mae West never made it with the men, and they had her out to be a woman that was banging every guy in Hollywood. Not so. Blackwell, Mr. Blackwell, my buddy of all buddies, knew Mae better than anybody. And he said, no, if anything, Mae was asexual. She was frigid. She really wasn't sexual at all. But she portrayed it in her character as the sexiest, most available woman in the world, but not really.
What are some of your favorite movies?
I want to ask her a question. Who are your stars in your movie that you have portraying?
Well, Tom Halleck, you might know him. He was on The Young and Restless for years.
I know the name.
He was in Gangster Squad, and he was voted the most handsome man back in the day. He was one of the first hosts for Entertainment Tonight. And Jeff Rector, he plays the studio head. He is very dynamic, always making his films. He runs the Burbank Film Festival. I really didn't use a lot of star names. I have people in mind, should we go forward? But I really wanted it to be an opportunity for people that I liked their work and I knew them and I wanted to be with, create something with them. Lynn Newton, she plays my best friend who's a psychic and an angel. She's been making so many different films on her own. And again, like I wanted to give people a break and just switch it up. And before I forget, I have to give Sue Wong, my beautiful friend whom we met at her party, a huge shout out. She gave me 30 gowns to dress actresses in. She won 3 costume designer awards. So a good friend of mine, Pamela Morgan, who's a cabaret.
I have to stop you. Jimmy is her PR person. So Jimmy's her PR guy.
I'm her publicist.
So Jimmy, get those 3 awards out to the press.
Yeah, I should
We
actually.
didn't know that. Does Sue know that? Does Sue know that?
I gave her trophy. I mean, she won an award.
She never told me that, bitch. Wait till I
But this came out in 2017 though. We didn't even know Sue Wong then.
Oh, I forgive you.
Yeah,
Sue.
I'll send you her. She got one in Nice, I believe in Milan. And I'll send you the list of everything.
Yeah, send me some stuff because maybe we can do some press on it about her, which will also in tune give you press for your
Sue Wong is like my best bud.
Your web series.
I call her my new Jane Russell.
So real quick, because also she has another person she's doing a project with who's in the green room. We're going to bring him on for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But I want to ask her real quick.
I just have to answer the question one more time. When I watch your series, all 8 of them, what movie stars will I think they are?
Oh, he wants to know what movie stars are represented in the movie.
Yeah, I know you can't use their names, but like you can use characterization.
Right. Well, Tom was like a Humphrey Bogart. I can use the name type of character. I was the Veronica Lake type of character.
Okay.
The director was the Jack Warner, Sam Meyer.
Right.
The character Meyer. So just like little subtle hints that people can look for.
Yeah.
Steve Carnahan, who plays my husband, he looks a lot like Robert Redford. I can't tell you. People said, was that Robert Redford? And Bridget Brady, who I wrote some of the music, the lyrics for our songs that we sang. She is a cabaret singer who has a beautiful voice. And Rue Folguera is a Grammy award-winning composer. And then David Bartlett, who plays the mafia guy we shot at the Cicada Club. He's so multi-talented. He's been up for awards for his work on Tarantino films. He was just Emmy nominated for a web series he did. Our cinematographer, Igor Pavlovsky, he's like one of the top new cinematographers in LA. And Leonid Anjanov, a Russian director, I did a film with him called The Golden, all right, the name is escaping me, but The Golden Key. But he was so good when
Who was that? Who was that in the background? Say hi.
Husband.
Hi, husband.
Hello.
Come say hi, husband.
Jimmy cues me my lines too.
He's shy.
Hey.
That's
But
okay.
actually, when I met him 33 years ago, we're married 30 years next June.
Good for
Congratulations.
you. Good for you.
I was doing a play off Broadway, and I knew we would work because I said, would you videotape this? And he said yes, but he had gone to school for set and stage design and producing. And a buddy of his started the Blue Man Group. And he looked at me and said, should I invest? And I said yes. So, we're just, even today, he was helping me set up my lighting and the background. And I'm just so blessed. And I'm blessed to have you in my life and everybody that took the time out of their day to tune in. And then right now I'm spending the summer writing. I don't know if you know, but I have my RN degree. When I got out of high school, my mom said, if you want to be an actress, you better have something to fall back on.
A day job.
So it turned out I was working
day
at
job.
a nursing home where the elderly people were enjoying those movies on Turner Classic. And I think that influenced me also. But when I finished college, I moved into the city, got a job at New York Hospital as a registered nurse, and went to school from 9 to 1 at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and worked at the hospital 4 to 12. Thank God I was 20 because you wouldn't have energy to do that.
Yeah.
Long story short, I put on my first acting resume, special skills, registered nurse, and all my children had me in. And I had a recurring role as Nurse Thomas opposite Susan Lucci. God bless that wonderful lady. She's so talented.
I know her well.
Amazing.
We lived in the same town in Garden City, Long Island. We lived in our
Okay.
apartment.
Yeah, and I was a Long Island girl. I grew up in Islip.
Oh,
and
okay.
She was so
I grew up
lovely.
in Astoria and Garden City.
Uh-huh. And so that led to me working on so many other soap operas. But one day casting called me up at All My Children. And I thought, oh my God, what did I do? And they said, you were so terrific with the directors. Would you mind making a medical consultant resume up as well? I said, sure. There was this director, I think, I want to say his name was Henry Markowitz, but he was a character. He'd go on set with a wand and he would put the wand onto each set like a magic blessing. But I would go over to him and say, hey, you know, I think the blood pressure cuff should be here. And this. So from that, it jump-started my career. And fast forward, this is like a total fantasy, The Admired. But another script that I wrote, I have the first draft, it's called Yellowbird and the Titan, but I'm changing the name to Opioid Days, deals with, based on a personal experience when I was a nurse with the opioid crisis. It just really started coming to the forefront in the 90s. And, you know, so many kids, they would get surgery and get hooked on opioids and people didn't know how strong they were. And so that deals with that. And then a third script I'm working on deals with Long Island, where I grew up in Islip. And there was a speedway by my house. My sister Kim, her best friend.
I know that speedway.
Yes.
Hey, hang on 1 second, because we've only got like 3 or 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Bring Carlos on real quick, you guys.
You're gonna have to come back.
Yeah, we'll bring. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show.
Oh, it's
Jack-
so good to see you guys. I'm taking lessons from you.
But Jacqueline's gonna have to come back.
Yeah, Jacqueline, we'll have to bring you back and tell us what Carlos froze, I think. So, Jacqueline,
Yeah.
tell us about the thing with Carlos. Tell us a little bit about it.
Carlos, I think you're on again. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah,
So-
I have.
No, he froze again.
Oh, okay, you're freezing. I wanted to give you your limelight.
There he is.
It's called Pepito Mamadas, and it's a web series. And he does everything. He created, wrote, produced, directed, and starred in it. And he's doing fundraising on, what was the name of that? Support Your Story. And I had met Carlos years ago on the red carpet when I was promoting The Admired, and he was in Coco. He did various roles of the voice on Coco. And I remember he was so excited because he went to the Vanity Fair Oscar party, looking handsome as they come. But we had a PR person that had introduced us, and I just felt his plea for support was so humble, and he backed it up with his talent. And I said, oh my God, I have to call him and get on board. Carlos, can you talk now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So everything she said, kudos. Yes. And so now I'm working with her on this project. She's coming in as an associate producer and also have a part.
No, we're losing him.
It's based
Carlos,
on
you're freezing and on. You're going on
Keep
and on.
freezing. I'm sorry, but I don't know why that's happening.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
So where do people go to find out about it, though, Carlos?
Go to pepitosamerica.com or on YouTube, Pepitos America.
Spell it for everybody.
PEPI.
Oh shit, Jacqueline,
Yeah.
spell it for everybody.
Yeah, we're losing him.
PEPITO Mamados, MAMADS.com. And I'm going to post his sweet thank you on my Instagram so people can find out more, and I'll share it on Facebook. But what's
Perfect.
the log line, Carlos? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I hope. So Pepito's this fictitious character. He lives in America. He's actually from Mexico, and his antics gets him through the jungles of Los Angeles with his friends and buddies. But I'm learning a lot from old Hollywood, and I want to bring some of that into Pepito's.
Well,
America.
if you need any information, call me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got it all. So you guys check it out. Please follow. Go to theadmired.com. Jacqueline, we'll bring you back. We're going to watch it later tonight. We want to thank you guys both for coming on the show. We want to thank your family in the chat room.
Wait,
my God. Thank you, everybody. Love you.
I'm going to
Johnny, Eddie.
I'm going to critique your series.
Oh my
be
God.
fun.
I'm always open for improvement.
No,
You know,
I think I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it.
All right, chat room, everybody, thank you so much. Carlos, Jacqueline, thank you so much. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you both.
Can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.